ナムミョホレンゲキョナムミョホレンゲキョナムミョホレンゲキョ Thank you very much. So now another week passed since we entered into the lockdown in the UK, and I noticed this week, especially in the mornings, a little bit more traffic than usual, and more people seem to be out and about. So I understand, and then I think people slightly their patience is now being tested. How much can they endure the lockdown strictly? At the beginning, I was so impressed with people's goodwill and good intentions. Together, we can make a difference and reduce the impact on our NHS health system and collectively take responsibility to ensure the most vulnerable within society are at less risk. But I understand patience is being tested. Now I think we are week 6. So me as well, I noticed my own behavior. Before last week, I was very strict with myself. Once a week to go to the supermarket. And then the rest of the time, if I didn't have enough food, try to cobble something together because I didn't want to go to a supermarket unless absolutely necessary. However, last week I caught myself 2 times going to local corner shop, and then I noticed I did it, and then I thought, oh, that's interesting. Why? So also my patience getting a little bit low. So I understand everybody's frustration. And now even the local area here, when I go for a walk, sometimes the council car drives past and then they have a tannoy speaker on the top of the car. Please everybody go home once you've done your exercise. So it's very tough. Feels like always have to be aware of that. So some people, I think, like me, must feel frustration. So how about people watching? Do you feel frustrated with the situation? For example, you might not be able to see family members who you want to see. Yeah, we can speak by phone or Zoom, but actually it's not quite the same. And you might want to go and see friends and go to see places which you like, but they're further than the small distance you're allowed to travel for exercise. So have you noticed by yourself that kind of frustration? Maybe I know lots of people now have what is called dog and Zoom meetings. Get together and then share a drink online. So that is very good to keep connected and then social time, because we have to relax. So one of our practitioners at the temple the other day, he mentioned an interesting thing. Now he spends all day on Zoom or maybe Microsoft Teams, I don't remember, for business meetings. So it seems like actually he has a lot of contact with the colleagues, but in fact there's one important element missing, which is the seemingly unimportant other conversation, interaction. So Dogan Zoom might be very useful for that. That's also why I created our online afternoon tea. So please come this afternoon. But also some people, they might notice are drinking more than usual at home, or getting into arguments with family members, irritable. Just small things, but which you wouldn't normally argue about, become argument. So if you notice that, it's a sign, frustration. But one of the contributing factors of that frustration, for sure, must be this lockdown situation. So once you notice that, we should try to fix it and try to take care of it. Because without that, blood pressure increases, stress increases, difficult to sleep maybe. So lots of connected symptoms. So how to combat that? We should take a holistic approach. That means exercise is very important, because exercise, if you exercise, you can regulate adrenaline and also cortisol levels in your body more effectively. So according to doctors' reports, if you have anger, and the frustration is actually just a kind of subtle level of anger. It's within the same family of emotions. Or sometimes we use frustration as a polite word when we're angry. So whenever we want to try to control a situation, but we can't. So exercise, and also try to get enough sleep. And especially talking about Zoom and Microsoft Teams, try to unplug from technology for at least a few hours a day. Because technology always encourages us to react quicker. If we are always constantly connected with technology, we have to react quickly all the time. So unplug from technology for a few hours a day means give yourself time to react more slowly. And then that is very helpful to reduce frustration. And of course, as a Buddhist, most important, chanting. But just I say, oh, chanting, yeah, I always say, but how can we have the patience or endurance to stick with lockdown? So this week I shared very encouraging words from Reverend Hirai, who was a founding priest of our temple. Now he's in Ankokuronji in Kamakura. So if you didn't see the article which I shared on the page, please take a look. He mentions, he quotes an article from Nichiren newspaper in Japanese, and then one famous priest talks about one bodhisattva from chapter 20 of the Lotus Sutra, never despising bodhisattva, in Japanese, Jofukyo Bosatsu. And then he mentioned, what is the practice? What kind of practice should we do as a bodhisattva? And then as a bodhisattva, our practice is to not give the virus to other people. So bodhisattva means we should try to help and benefit other people, right? If you give in to your frustration, actually your compassion is suppressed a little bit. Because why we keep the lockdown for other people, of course ourselves, but also for others. So to combat our frustration, try to think of compassion, and especially, who is the greatest example of compassion? The Buddha. So in the Lotus Sutra it says, even though we may experience many sufferings, many inconveniences, and difficult situations, if we think of the Buddha, we can wear an armor of endurance and then keep going, continue with our bodhisattva practice. So everybody must feel frustration, but please try to think of the Buddha, and also try to think of our raison d'etre as a bodhisattva. Benefit other people, and then you can endure the frustration which you feel. So then, on top of that idea, put chanting. Chanting means time to relax. There's many different aspects of chanting, but one of them is relax. With our Buddhist practice, what is the ideal result? Of course, enlightenment, but enlightenment sometimes seems very far away. So more immediately, how do we know if our practice is working, benefiting us, and our practice is correct? So there's one very traditional example, which is a candle flame. If you look at the candle flame, if you're sitting in front of the altar, you can see the candle flame. What is the nature of a candle flame? There's two aspects. One, it's very stable. It's not a solid thing, the flame. But actually, unless there's lots of wax or some breeze, it's stable, still. And then the other characteristic of the flame, it's bright. So through our practice, our mind should become like the candle flame, stable and bright. So please try to think of the Buddha, be patient, think of others, and with chanting, try to make your mind stable and bright. Okay, and to use Paul Swanson's beautiful words, I wish everybody's practice will bring them clear serenity and quiet insight. Okay, so thank you very much. This afternoon, afternoon tea, 4 p.m. I look forward to seeing everybody and sharing tea. Unfortunately, we can't share tea directly through the internet, but I'll see you with my cup of tea there. And also, I'd like to make a small announcement, which is this Thursday, the 7th of May, in South Asian countries is called Wesak. And they celebrate the Buddha's birth, his enlightenment, and also parinirvana, passing away, all together. And this year, because temples cannot celebrate important Buddhist events together physically, we have organized, actually Myofu Shonin in Indonesia has been very active and then organized this event. It's a 24 hours offering of Odaimoku chanting, and so that is a lot of people involved, many temples, So each temple or group will take a 1 hour slot. So our temple is a Thursday morning. I have to double check the exact time, either 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. So I'll make an announcement. But if you're free, please join me, and then let's chant, and as an offering to share with everybody to celebrate that special day. Taking part will be temples from Indonesia, all over the United States, Brazil, Italy, and also several temples in Japan. So we can realize that we have a global community, and then lots of friendships. So it's really wonderful to see. So I'll make an announcement, but please, if you can, make time on Thursday morning. Let's chant together. Okay? Okay, thank you very much. Let's chant 3 times Odaimoku. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Namu Myoho